know what? I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm Mets fans. I saw some Mets fans on the train. They're pumped up. I like the energy around the team, but I'm just kind of like, I'm just enjoy day by day. Hopefully some of the Mets fans do that too. Now, I agree. I think they could compete. I think they could be a tough matchup out if they get in the playoffs. The pitching's really good.
Right.
If the hitting keeps up, who knows? We'll see. But they're playing to their potential, which they were not doing in the beginning of the year.
I just really like that their starting pitching is giving them 6-7 innings.
Right.
Yes.
Man.
That wasn't happening.
Well, that ain't gonna happen today.
Right.
Probably.
It looked like DeGrom is.
Well, Syndergaard got jumped on yesterday, 2 runs early,
and he settled down.
He settled down.
So yeah,
but that's the key, yo. You get 6-7 innings out of your guys. You're going to be in the game. You're in the game.
Agreed.
And that's all they could ask for right now.
Do we think Joe Panic is gonna have a big impact down the stretch?
I mean, it helps with Cano being hurt. I think that's the biggest thing. It's another guy who's a professional.
Right.
He's not a great hitter, but it's a veteran. I think he absolutely can help. I think that was a good pickup. I do. I think it was a really good pickup. You see, you don't seem you're looking at your face.
I like Joe Panic. He's Joe Panic.
Like, solid fielder. Very good
fielder.
fielder.
It's
cool.
gonna help.
He went to St. John's.
I still want to see McNeil play most of the
New York City. We out here.
Yeah, want to see most of the reps there, but we'll see. I think the Mets are gonna be fine. I'm just not going to World Series. I think they could definitely make the playoffs.
Coward.
I'm a coward? No. I'm not a coward. I've seen enough before to know not to be that ridiculous. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, call me a coward. Damn. That's just
Put it all on the line, Dex.
Oh, you will put it all on the line. You will put it all on the line. That's that short guy mentality.
Mets Astros, October 25th, or whatever it starts.
Just stop.
Nah, I do think they're making the playoffs. I don't think they're making a World Series yet. But talk to me in September. We'll see how the rest of this month goes.
I think they're a wild card team. I think they're definitely.
I think they're getting that second wild card spot.
We'll
Maybe the first one. How far are they from the first? Oh, they're right
half
there.
a game.
Well, look, they play Atlanta. They
Look,
got
all right.
a lot down the stretch.
They have 6 more games with them.
But if you're the Mets, you're not scared of the Brewers.
No.
You're not scared of the Cubs.
No.
The only team that really makes you nervous are the Dodgers because their lineup is ridiculous. But you have better pitching than them outside of Ryu, who is just coming back from injury, and Clayton Kershaw, who hasn't been that great in the playoffs historically.
Right.
And the Mets know that because in 2015
they beat them with Kershaw and Greinke. So, the Dodgers. The Dodgers were a tough matchup for the Mets. Then I thought it was a good matchup, but I thought it'd be a good series if they played each other again. And the Mets are. We're assuming that they stay hot through this. There's no reason. You talked about confidence at the top, Anthony. There's no reason they can't be confident going forward. But we'll see.
What do you think the magic number of wins they would need to get to?
I was thinking about that this morning.
Yeah.
And I said
they had 87.
I said 86, 87.
They had 87 and 16 when they got the first wild card spot.
I think if you look at the way the National League is, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I see like 86. 85 might get you the second wild card. That's me talking about the first.
That second wild card is very reachable.
It might be 84. Yeah. Might get you that second wild card.
I was thinking 85 for the second, but I'm thinking if you want to get in for sure, the number's always 90, but I would say like 88. 88 gets you there.
And they're right now at 61?
You're talking about 88 and 74. Because that would be your end of the season tally. And that means you need 27 wins the rest of the way. You would need to get to 88 wins. You need to go 27 and 18 the rest of the way.
I mean,
it's doable.
It's doable, and they will have beat other contenders for the wild card spot on their way to doing that.
That's where some people on the other side are bringing up the schedule.
Right.
See, but I like that. They got 2 teams that are around them in the division. They got the Braves ahead of them that you were just saying they could, if depending on how they play, they could be competing for the division.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't know. 2 weeks from now, we could be like, yo, they're 4 or 5 games out. They're right in that for the division I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And this is what confidence does for you because they know that now.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they said that last week.
Yeah.
Like, look,
wild
card.
Alonso was
get
talking
this
about
division.
I like that mindset.
I'll give Brody props because from day one, he basically said, like, this team, they want to compete. And people were trying to figure out what they were doing at the trade deadline. They traded Marcus Stroman, who the Yankees wanted, who other teams wanted, and they didn't really sell off anybody else outside of Jason Vargas, and thank God for that.
He was pitching okay at the time.
He was pitching okay.
But it makes sense.
They sold as high as they
But it
could
makes
on
sense.
it.
You get out Vargas, you get Vargas out, you replace him with Marcus Stroman.
Right.
Right?
I'll
Who,
take that.
as good as Vargas has been, At some points during the first half of the season, Marcus Stroman much better in Toronto.
Right.
And he did pitch well in his first home outing outside of the fourth inning. You're doing that alone, and then if everybody else just continues to hit, yeah, I have every reason to think that this team thinks that they can compete.
They have a very good mix right now.
And here's the thing,
their
too.
chemistry is really
we were
good.
saying
Agreed.
we were saying before the losing streak, or losing streaks, plural.
Yes.
We were saying before that this team is built at least they weren't that far away.
Right.
And now, let's say they come up short. Let's say they finish 83-79. They're a couple games out of the wild card, whatever. You're looking at the rest of this roster, and you're like, yo, they're not far away at all.
To be honest, even if that happened for me, I thought the team was, I think I said 84 wins, 85 wins at the beginning of the year. So it wouldn't be far from what I thought. So for me, I know people, here's the problem is people will be disappointed because they'll see this run and they'll be like, oh, well, they didn't make it. If they don't make it, I think they turned their season around. And like you said, they have a lot to still build on. The core is still fairly young. It'd be nice to see if they could spend some money, but we don't know that.
Look,
it's not a disappointing year if it ends up that way.
We're talking about free agents, and there aren't a lot of good free agents next year. But Anthony Rendon is a free agent third baseman, and the Mets kind of need a third baseman.
That's a lot of money.
If J.D. Davis is not your third baseman next year, or if we ever see Jed Lowry again, I don't know if that's going to happen. Knowing the Mets history,
will they spend the money? That's what it comes.
But that's what I'm saying.
The question
if there's a dude that I'm spending money on,
I would.
It's Anthony Rendon.
I would,
especially since he's with the Nationals.
I would, but I have no confidence to believe that the Mets will.
We'll see what happens.
Let me go back to what you were saying about the GM Van Wagenen.
Yeah.
Who if they continued down this road, I would have absolutely been killing, and I was killing him in the first half of the season. So I have to give him credit now for what, like you said, buying and not selling, which he was going against the grain with that.
People were killing him for that, and I'm like, why? Just wait how it turns out, and now everybody looks stupid.
Right. So I got to give him a lot of credit for doing that, and making this run. I mean, an incredible run. So we'll see what happens. And as far if they don't make it, I'll be disappointed because really they have enough talent in the pitching alone. Right. They should have been in wild card contention. Period. No matter what, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So if they don't make it, I'd be disappointed, and maybe they still will have to make a few changes. Maybe a center fielder. There's a center fielder I heard the Red Sox want to get rid of. If you want to spend some money or spend some players, I don't know. They need a center fielder.
They do, and they need a third baseman. Those positions of need. And even if they don't make it, they might still need a manager. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah, that's true too. He ain't all the way there yet, man.
I'm not willing to do that.
Right now, he looks like he know what he's doing.
Yeah, he looks like he knows.
Winning does that for you.
Yeah.